My consciousness swirls in an inky black river of nothing. It feels familiar. I've been here before. I don't like the sounds already. This is gonna be a game where it uses, like, pregnancy as horror, even though pregnancy itself is horror. Alright. And every time I'm here, I always think it's going to last forever. And yet... wakefulness. Somehow my consciousness stirs. Where am I? I feel so strange. Deeply numb, lost almost. I rack my brain trying to make sense of things. Questions that should have obvious answers, none come to me. Questions such as, where am I? Why is it so wet, so moist, so damp? Who am I? What has happened to me? What do I know? I know I exist. I know I breathe. I know this room is disgustingly warm, despite its cold walls. I know that horrible wet sound is driving me mad. Yeah, it's driving me mad too, girly. I know red blood flows through my veins. How do you know? Your veins are blue from the outside. I know my heart pumps that blood beat by beat. I know the inside of my stomach bubbles and burns with acid. I know my bladder feels like it's about to burst, filled with urine. Gross. I know my intestines pump shit through over a meter of contracting meat tubes coiled in my belly. Accurate. I think if you took your entire intestines and, like, stretched them all out, it would be approximately 6.5 feet or something. Just something to think about. But not much else. I don't remember what distinguishes me from any other sack of meat. I rack my brain. I reach back as far as my mental arm can reach, underneath the old shelf full of baggage that writhes unpleasantly and glares at me, despite having no eyes that I can perceive. The weight of the shelf is crushing my arm. The act of recalling is, in itself, painful. It would be easier just to leave it all there. In the dark, where it might be forgotten forever. Just like most of the people that were sent down there into those hopeless tunnels. To the place I lost myself and everything. But no, I won't forget. I have to remember, or no one else will. I reach back further. The weight of a sharp corner starts to scrape layers of skin as I reach further in. Finally. My mental hand claps around something, a small and soft object that compresses under my fingers. I don't think your memories are supposed to do that. I pull my arm out from under the shelf. Sharp corners gouge my arm open. A crimson river runs rapid and splashes onto the floor. Except, how? My arm's never moved. I'm not even bleeding. I felt it through. I felt my skin shredding. I heard the sound. I can even feel the object between my fingertips. What am I holding? Why? It was just what I was looking for. It's a memory. It's small and hovers like faint smoke in the air, but it's a start. A pathway to more. Yes, I'm starting to remember now. Lizzie. That's it. That's my name. My name is Lizzie. It's nice to meet you. It's only a start of a breadcrumb trail, though. I have to follow it. It's easier to live through a memory when you can share it with someone. You'll listen, won't you? You'll help me retrace my steps. Good. Good. Oh, but where to begin? Where should the dark fade? Where should I? Oh.
Wake up!
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm awake. Huh?
Finally. Jeez. You were out cold, Liz.
Interesting. What? I was covered in sweat. My eyes darting around like flies to figure out my surroundings. I was in the hangover of a deep dream that clung to me like glue. In front of me was the blurry shape of a person. A boy? A young man? A male, at least. He's staring up at me with concern and frustration. Where am I? Who are you? He frowns at me.
You really were out there to the world, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm fucking...
You're at the workshop, Lizzie. In Pack Rat, where you work. And I'm technically your boss, though I like to think we're all on the same team here. My name is Fred.
Well, nice to meet you, Fred.
Starting to ring any bells yet?
Nope, you also sound like a horrible boss. Oh, right. And, what do I do? Looking at him now, Fred gives me the impression of a chubby bear. His face almost has a snout. His nose twitches back and forth when he's not talking. Maybe it's dust irritating his nostrils. He pinches the bridge of his nose and then closes his eyes.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Nope. I suppose even with no memory, it's not that hard to deduce. There's sewing machines throughout the room, and I'm seated at one. Clearly I sew. I think I may have even sewn the sweater I'm wearing. I must be good at it too. It's soft and comfy. Then again, I can see little scars speckled my fingers. Are they scars of experience or scars of clumsiness? Let's say it was the former. I let out a little chuckle and smile. Yeah, I am. How'd you go in there, huh? In truth, I was only half kidding. I assumed / hoped I'd start remembering the other parts so once I woke up more. Fred didn't find the joke quite as funny.
You people sometimes. Tell you what, Lizzie. You're clearly running low on steam. I really shouldn't do this, but you need the rest. The Mother Matron won't appreciate your slacking. Perhaps you can make it up in the coming weeks.
The Mother Matron? Oh.
Go home, get some sleep. Maybe stop by Spruce's clinic too. Get a checkup. You have 2 days off, max.
Okay. Damn, generous. Okay, I'll go home. Except, where was home? Wake up, me. I sat there for a moment trying to remember where to go.
Lizzie! Go!
Oh, Jesus. Yes, sir. Warily, I stumble out of the workshop. I feel exhausted to my bones, aches and throbbing pain deeply seated in my flesh. There's a dream-like haze resting in the world around me. It feels unfamiliar. Clearly, this is a place I should know. This is apparently where I work. And yet, I have no idea where I am. I rack my brain. I pat my pockets, hoping to find a clue. Fortunately for me, there is one. A small notebook. I open it and thumb through. Bits and pieces are starting to come back to me as my eyes scan the scattered diary entries, notes, and doodles. I finally found the most helpful page. Ah, this is a wonderful map. Right, I remember better now. The boss was correct. I was in Pack Rat right now, named so because of how densely filled the area is. Every building there is some kind of workshop or storage zone. Some places here are packed so full you can barely walk around them, though fortunately the place I worked was roomier. More broadly speaking, I'm in the boarding. The town, city, I call it home. A secluded place enclosed to makeshift walls made from whatever was available, scrap metal, old furniture, repurposed rubble. Outside the walls, endless miasma of fog that obscures things. No one's really seen what's out there, and anyone that's attempted to explore the mists have never returned. If I had to describe this place, I'd say it's like a half-empty glass, filled with dirty water, glass is fragile, too. Does that make any sense? Well, it does to me anyway. More importantly, the metaphors, though. I know where home is now, and I could feel it deep in my bones that I needed to sleep. Though, the detail on the map leaves something to be desired. Things past me. I'll figure it out. My memory's just hazy from being so tired. And so I pick a direction and start walking. The winding streets don't make much sense to me, but I follow them all the same. I'm alone, but muffled voices keep me company. Sometimes muffled sobs too. I try not to focus much on them. I think I used to in the past, but I couldn't take it. Nothing I could do, even if I wanted to anyways. Everyone's gotta do something for the collective. Everyone's got their jobs, as I have mine. Whatever the mother matron needs of us. My shoes are old and worn, only offering a meek defense against the hard asphalt streets. They fit well though, and the ground is dry today. They got the job done. They're like everyone here, in a lot of ways. It doesn't matter how weathered you are. The fact you're still together means something, and means something in you is strong enough to keep you together. May your spirit grow like calluses on working hands, or on the soles of your feet, so the mother matron says. Are we gonna get some good old religious trauma in this? 'Cause I'm excited if that's the case. In other words, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You grow through adversity, and by the end of everything, you're the best person you can be. Gives all the hard parts of your life a kind of silver lining, or at least that's what I take it. At least that's what I take from it. Squeak. My thoughts are interrupted by a lump beneath my shoe and the panicked yelp of a small rodent. I lift my foot and the thing scurries back under the grate beneath my feet. There, below the street, is a tunnel full of thousands of rats, scurrying for dear life through endless canals, without the poor things even know where they're going. Ooh. But when I stepped on, somehow managed to climb its way out of the grating, only for my clumsiness to scare it back from where it came. I kind of felt awful inside for that. Throughout the boarding is a network of tunnels designed to funnel the endless swarm of rats underneath our suite. No one knows where the little critters all come from, but they flow like water beneath the streets. That's kind of horrifying if you think about it too long. Thousands upon thousands of rats compacted against each other, covered in filth and God knows what else. Waste matter clumped to their fur. Our primary source of protein. Some kids have fish for rats. Sorting through ones that are too sick and diseased to eat, and ones healthy enough for consumption. The yield is never particularly high, and the rats never particularly taste good unless you know how to prepare them. The one I stepped on had been rather spry, the poor thing. I can only hope maybe my unintentional intervention gave it more time before some kid impaled it on a stick and roasted it. Ugh, I don't even want to think about this anymore. I decided to keep walking to Spruce's clinic. Hello? Spruce, you here?
Yes, I'll be right there. Stitching someone up back here. Please, take a seat.
Okay. Is that just a skeleton? Alright. I sit down in a stiff chair with minimal padding. It makes my tailbone ache, but I'll endure it. Spruce is known as the resident healer of the boarding. She taught herself by reading pharmacological and medical books she found in the library, as well as through experimentation. This isn't to say there aren't others that try their hand at medicine, but to put it simply, none of them are as good as Spruce. If she can't fix you up, you're out of luck. She walks into the room.
Ah, Lizzie. Been a while. Those are some dark bags under your eyes. Long hours? Not sleeping lately?
The bags under my eyes are fucking designer. I guess not. I passed out at work today. Fred told me I should see you. She rolls her eyes and gives a fake laugh.
Ah, of course you would. You had to be sick. It can't be his fault at all, right? dickwad.
Mhm.
Let's give you a checkup anyways. Follow me to the exam room.
A small joke, as the exam room is just across from where I am sitting. She gestures me to sit in one of the beds, and after doing so, she does her usual routine. Checks my blood pressure, pulse, shines a light down my ears, nose, and mouth, lightly strikes the mallet on my knees. I look around the room, noticing that it's gone under some renovations since I last visited. I'm amazed you found the time to decorate the place. It's looking good.
Oh, thanks. I squeeze in a little here and there. Usually when I have to watch someone close while they sleep.
That's a creepy way of putting it.
Oh, you know what I mean. Folks in recovery. At least a few people that experience seizures. Stuff like that.
Sounds festive.
Anyways, I'm proud of how it's looking. Genuinely can't believe I found that poster in such nice condition. I'm happy with how the Phoenix has turned out too.
Those actually do look pretty cool. I look towards the bony fellow at the side of the room. What about him? Is that a real skeleton? She first checks my heartbeat and my lungs using a stethoscope.
No, it's plastic. A patient that scouts and jumps a lot gets me, so thank you. Trust me, if I wanted to get a real skeleton, I wouldn't have to look very hard. Really wish I had a skull, though.
You could take mine. She nods and puts down the stethoscope.
Everything seems good from what I can see. But that's just what I can see. Tell me how you're doing. Anything odd lately? Odd sensations, pain, nausea, shortness of breath, stuff like that?
I'm a little sore, but I think that's just from overworking. Maybe bad posture and being tired. I've also been seeing things.
What kind of things?
Sometimes I'll be standing there and the world suddenly shifts. Like, right before my eyes, it turns into something horrible. Horrible sounds, flesh growing where it shouldn't be, things that aren't really there. My heart starts beating really fast and I freeze, terrified, just like that. The world's back to normal and I'm panicking over nothing. My dreams are really strange, too. I'm also forgetting things a lot. You don't believe me. I'm sure that's just like a game mechanic thing, though. She shakes her head. Wasn't what you meant.
I actually do believe you. Just thinking. Wish I could say this is the first time I've heard something like that.
But
Well, some of the mumblers I'm taking care of now said stuff like that. Before they turned.
really?
Yeah. Can I trust you to keep a secret? I'm only telling you because I think it's important you know.
Sure.
Contrary to what people think, the Crepuscule isn't the only place where mumblers are made. Not anymore, at least.
So we're living in like a dystopia, and there's a disease going around that turns people into essentially zombies. And Mother Matron is at the center of it all. Good to know. You're kidding.
Not in the slightest. Granted, people have broken down before around the border. You know that. Lots of our neighbor brothers and sisters struggle with feelings of anxiety and depression.
Like me.
This is different. Mumblerism, or whatever you want to call it, is a much more rare and severe thing. It's like a complete detachment from reality. People stuck in a looping nightmare that never ends. And all they can do about it is ramble. It's like a
Oh.
complete detachment.
That's Mother Help Us. And it's happening around here now? Why haven't I heard about this?
As I said, it's really rare. I only have a few cases out of all the people I treat. And if the AC gang's been dealing with any, they sure aren't sharing. I'm trying to keep it
Air
under wraps,
conditioning.
as I haven't gotten to study enough people to get a grasp of the emerging symptoms or causes. And I don't want people to panic. Mumblers already don't get the best treatment by most people. Imagine how people would be if they jumped to the conclusion that they're contagious.
It's just COVID all over again. Damn. Ah, I see what you mean.
To be clear, I don't want you to jump to the conclusion that that's happening to you. You
Okay, but it's happening to
sleep
me.
deprivation and induced hallucinations. Or maybe some gas from junks is making the air a little funny. Hell, maybe the shit, yeah.
She stopped herself for my sake.
I mean, shipyard is just more rank than usual. I thought it important to warn you, though. For now, I'll give you some medicine that should help with the anxiety. Stop back for regular checkups, and we can keep an eye on it. See how it develops.
And I've got, like, an addiction or something. What's gonna be in it?
It's a mixture of lavender, valerian, lemon balm, St. John's wort, and some other stuff that makes it taste good. My latest and so far most effective concoction. Or so my patients tell me.
Thanks, Bruce.
Anything else worrying you today?
No, I think that's it. Fred gave me some days just to go to sleep, so I'll do that once I leave.
Alright, that's good. I don't see anything else abnormal with you, so I think we're done. Oh, I'll give you some tea that you can drink that can help you fall asleep if you have trouble, just in case.
I'm already drinking tea.
While I go get stuff together for you, can you run that bucket of food over there to the shack out back?
I could. The Mumbler Shack?
Yeah. It's about lunchtime, and they need to eat. Would you mind?
Yeah, actually. No, not at all.
Great, thanks. There's keys hanging up by the door.
I grab the bucket, which is full of carefully assembled sandwiches wrapped in paper and bottles of water. Alright. I exit through the back door, which leads to a small yard with a small, roughly shed-sized building, maybe larger than that. I never liked coming back here, as ashamed as I am to say. It's always good to help mumblers, but, I mean, I can kind of hear them from here. It's very unsettling. Just endless word salad. You have to try to parse what they're saying. You get these horrible vignettes of misery that you wish you couldn't hear. I can't help it, though. And I shouldn't feel threatened. Even if I find it uncomfortable, mumblers are harmless. I repeat that to myself as I unlock the shack door and enter. Inside is a somewhat cramped, but generally well-kept bunk room. Some bodies are sleeping, others are sitting upright in the bed or standing near the corners. This is already pretty. A little bit spooky. None of them notice me. They're lost in their own nightmare loops. Gosh, poor things. I really wish I knew how to help them. These people deserve better. Most of them were hand-selected by the Mother Matron to brave the horrors of the crepuscle? I don't know. A labyrinth of darkness that lies beneath our home, full of terrors that are kept at bay by a locked tunnel. No one knows why the Mother Matron sends people down there, or what they end up finding, but you can see the effect it has. At least on the ones that made it back home, alive. I shudder to consider what could have happened to the poor souls that don't return. I can only hope they've passed on peacefully, and whatever ended them was swift and painless. I ponder, almost if that end would be preferable to what mumblers go through now. They're alive. Can you call this living? And these ones here in Spruce's care are the lucky ones. They don't get the help they need. Some are hurt, bullied, killed at least once. Some people call them wastes of space. Drains in our ever-dwindling resources, mouths to feed that don't contribute anything meaningful. Or so people say. But they're people. They didn't choose this to be so broken. They need help. They need love. I would want people to care for me if I ended up like this. I don't know. Maybe that line of thinking will lead us to starve to death someday. Would my morality hold up when my body is dying from weeks of no food? Can I eat the concept of doing the right thing? I would like to think that it's preferable to die because of the good things you did rather than survive because you gave up your humanity and compassion. Good way of thinking. I agree. At least right now, I feel that that's a choice I would make. Anyways, I have been kind of standing here holding a bucket of sandwiches and water for a while I was lost in thought. My arm was shouting at me to give it a break. I dropped the bucket in the middle of the room. Do they, come get the sandwiches and water themselves? Does Bruce feed it to them later? A question I will seek the answer to another day. I leave, gently closing the door behind me. I get my medicine from Spruce on the way out of the shed and head home. Feeling my body already starting to power down, I walk through the door to house, ready to throw myself on the mattress before something catches my eye and freezes me in my step. Resting on top of my bed was a paper envelope with a red wax seal, emblazoned with the matron's symbol. Uh-oh. My heart sank to the bottom of a deep, dark canyon inside me, and bile began to bubble up and churn violently in my stomach. I reached to pick up the envelope, hoping that this was an illusion, a trick of the light. It wasn't. It was real. As real as can be. The letters with the red wax seal were a legend among kids in the boarding. They say that it's the worst, most horrible piece of paper you could ever own in your entire life. I undid the seal and removed the letter inside. I unfolded it. My eyes dart back and forth, scanning the page. It reads as follows. My dear child.
Oh, my dear child. The very thought of you warms me so. Seeing you and your siblings grow over the years is always my special delight. I give so much of myself every day to ensure you all remain safe and secure inside these walls. Alas, I cannot do everything on my own. Every so often, I must rely on your children's support to do what must be done for the collective good, even if it means sending my darlings into the jaws of danger. This letter is to inform you that you have been personally selected to become a surveyor. This is a title of great honor, bestowed upon those that would brave the depths of the crepuscule for your mother matron's pride, as well as the continued survival of the boarding. You will be paired with 2 boys named Puffs and Lynch. As soon as you receive this letter, you are to meet with them, make preparations for your journey below, and visit me at my dwelling in Mother's Tower. Attempts to shirk your duty will be met with severe punishment. I will see you soon, my dear, with all the love in the world. Your Mother Matron.
I'm in danger. We're gonna die. I stare at the letter. My legs begin to wobble. My hands start to tremor. The letter floats to the ground like the way they describe leaves in books. I start breathing fast and hard. My entire body quakes. My eyes roll into the back of my skull as I pass out and collapse to the floor. That's probably not good. You might have iron deficiency. I'm back here. Did I die? Was that everything? Was that the end of my memories? Kind of.
Did you ever hear the story about the girl in the sweater? Of course not. It's still being written. For a year it gets done like this. It's so sad.
What is this thing?
What am I? What are you? What is anything?
The creature can hear my thoughts?
Everything and anything where nothing remains. And you have children. I think things would have been better if they'd stayed as the humans call the position is called swirl and conscience. Infected everything that was nothing and forced to deal with the pain of being.
This is so... This is the existential crisis that, like, a 14-year-old would write. Pardon my language, but what the fuck is this thing talking about? And why does it kind of look like me? It's like stealing my energy or something. And it's gonna overtake me, and it's going to become me, and then go back up to the surface world and kill everyone. I've connected the dots. Ignoring my confusion, the creature steps around me and outside my vision. It fiddles with something behind me. The slurping sound goes faster. Ooh. The world fades again. Yeah, it's gonna, like, suck out all my essence. I'm awake again. Deeply confused, but awake. I sit there on the ground, frozen for a while before reality hits me again. I stare at the painting on my wall. The Mother Matron. Out of every person here that could have ever selected, she ends up picking me. My mind is back to the mumblers in Bruce's clinic. Them and the endless droning madness that's consumed everything about them. Entire people, dreams, and personalities erased by trauma. Why? Why me? I think back to how I was supposed to work in a few days. How I was supposed to visit Spruce again, to make sure I was better. To keep living longer. No matter what I wanted to do, the decision was made for me. Mother needed me. I was not the kind of person that wanted to find out what happened when Mother was disappointed. I kinda do. That painting makes her look so pretty, like, But, where to begin? After some thinking, I decided a good place to start would be by asking my neighbor sisters. They're a pair of twins named Janine and Katie. I like to think we were pretty good friends, and I was glad to have them as my neighbors. I approached the front stoop. Katie was reading from a book with faded cover, while her sister painted her nails with jet black nail polish. Good. They're goth girls.
Hey, Katie! Hey, Janine!
Oh, she has a voice.
Hey, Lizzie! Lizzie. You seem chipper. I thought you'd be more gloomy. What do you mean? Oh, well, I saw the poster come by and drop something off at your place. They don't come by that often.
Surprise. The mailboy doesn't want to visit the shit zone.
I mean, it's valid. Actually, no, wait. Rain or shine. Snow or hail or something. I don't know how the fucking saying goes. Nothing stops the mail or something? Oh. I didn't explain that then, did I? Well, you saw on the map that my house is in a place called the Shipyard, right? It's, not actually called that. See, it's actually named after the fact that this area is where the majority of the sewage and waste is discarded. Ah. So we are in the shipyard. I'm sure you can guess what the actual name is knowing that. Cursing makes me feel bad, though, so I call it the shipyard instead. I don't feel bad about swearing. You absolutely cannot evade the smell here. It's awful. Sticks to everything like a film. I've gotten mostly noseblind to it at this point, fortunately, though sometimes I still have to break out the perfume.
Is it one of those letters?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go die.
Let's see. Oh no. No!
But yes.
Lose your mind.
I actually intend to do both. At once.
Janine!
What? Just being real. It's nice knowing you.
And you know what, Janine? It has been a dishonor to meet you.
Don't be so insensitive! It's okay. I'm still processing things, but I'm holding it together.
I'm not, actually.
I still have things to do.
Anything we can help with?
You know what, Janine? Yeah, you want to take my place? That'll be a real nice surprise. Be a doll. Should I ask them anything? Any advice? Do you know anything about the Crespole? I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. I'm not even fluent in English. What's the Mother Matron like? Do you know where I can find Pucks and or Rich? Are you reading, Katie? You guys can have my stuff when I leave. I feel like that would be most important.
I'd say I know them. Katie?
Me neither, sorry. Maybe you should ask around the market. I'm sure someone there would know. Maybe try meeting Marissa. She's a little odd. But you'd be surprised what kind of information she can dig up.
Meaty Marissa. Wonder why they call her that.
I recommend trying her kids though, unless you've got a barf bag.
Why is she called Meaty Marissa?
Well, because you see, she's got.
She sells weird meat.
Oh. I thought we put one too for some reason. What more do you need in a name?
I mean, yeah, I guess. But you guys can have my stuff when I leave.
It's on the bed.
Janine!
Lighten up, I'm kidding. Kind of.
Sort of. I'm just a silly, goofy girl.
Let's be real though. Would dying really be the worst thing that could happen to you?
Probably not, I guess.
Oh
All things
my
considered.
God, what is with you today?
Oh, like you and I haven't had this exact conversation before. Everyone else wants to make happy. Like the toilet bowl they live in doesn't stink of shit. Doesn't everything about this place make you feel like closing your eyes for the rest of the house?
Janine, what are you even saying? That we'd all be better off dead?
Kinda. Not like I'm rushing to the news or anything, but I feel like it would be a relief.
Just to get me out of this conversation, yeah, it would be.
Seems like a really sad way to look at life. Life can be hard, but there's always bright spots worth seeing. People to love. Happy moments that stay with you forever.
Katie, we have been living in the shit yard for God knows how long. What a bunch of bullshit. Katie doesn't see it, but Janine's gives an, I don't want to say it, but jerking off motion while rolling her eyes.
Can't say she doesn't have a point.
Janine, actually, you know, I'm coming around to you.
Don't talk like that, Lizzie. You're going to come back. I know you will.
No, I'm actually, I go into these tunnels fully expecting to perish.
I know that no one else. It doesn't matter. You'll be the first. You'll make it back in one piece. Even if you don't believe it, I do. I believe in you, Lizzie.
This is gonna come back to haunt me like an anime protagonist, isn't it?
For what it's worth, if anyone was to ever make it back, it would be someone like you. Still got dudes like that.
Janine. Yeah, you can have my bed.
Alright.
Right, I'm out of here, losers.
Thank you guys for your help. I should get going.
There's a lump in my throat. I should probably talk through it.
It was really nice knowing you guys.
Suddenly, Katie embraces me tightly. After a moment, she looks at me with twinkling, moist eyes.
Lizzie, you better come back. I'll never forgive you if you don't.
Well then, you're not gonna forgive me. She holds me for a moment longer, burying her face in my chest. Okay, before she can stain it with tears, she pulls back. I can't think of the right words to say, so I simply smile at her and say thank you. Janine simply gives me a gentle wave. It's subtle, but I know there's something she rarely does for people.
Take care, Lizzie. We'll be rooting for you.
The atmosphere was chaotic as people would rush in and out to buy food and other supplies with their allowance. I felt my senses bombarded by the endless chatter and the myriad of smells, many of which were quite unpleasant, and I lived near a sewer. Through the crowd, I slipped to what I hoped was the west side of the market. I tried to keep my eyes above the crowd to find the mysterious, meaty Marissa character. I found her quickly, or rather, I heard her.
Fresh meat! Fresh meat! Come and get your fresh meat!
I don't mind if I do, ma'am.
Why, come on!
I'm sorry.
Tired of rathead cheese? Absolutely sick of fly patties? Come try the most unique cuts of meat you can find in the boarding. Flavor beyond comprehension.
Promise? Then she finds me, her eyes locking on me like a hawk.
You there, the beautiful lady. Come,
Oh,
try
no.
Meanie Marissa's signature cuts.
She's got the Karen bangs. Against my better judgment, I stepped towards the stand. I'm pretty sure I found her, but I ask anyway for confirmation. So, you're meeting Marissa. I've been looking for you.
Ah, I see my reputation precedes me. Another eager customer looking for the most scrumptious, sumptuous, munchous meat. You won't be disappointed.
No, actually, before I can say anything, the strange girl dangles a big fat slab of meat in front of my face.
Feast your eyes before you feast. Once you get a glimpse of my cups, you won't stop drooling. Don't worry, I provide for your napkins.
Okay. That looks like it has a face. Like it's staring at me. Is that an arm? The strange slab of flesh in front of me has kind of marbling grayness to it. It's downright repulsive to the core. My stomach immediately twists itself in knots. What kind of meat is that?
I told you! It's the tastiest and most unique meat in the market.
That doesn't explain anything. No, I mean, like, where is it from?
For my supply, of course. You think I resell other people's cuts? Ha! The nerve.
No, what I mean is, that doesn't look like rat meat or any other kind of meat I've seen. Come to think of it, it looks strange. She puts a finger to her lips and lets out a shh.
Trade secret. For investors only. You know what isn't a secret, though? How delicious it is! Read the reviews.
I don't think I will, but She thrusts a long piece of paper in front of my face. Apparently it's full of real reviews by her customers, written by hand in a messy script. Unique. Tastes like nothing else. Not the worst I've had. I would describe it as edible. A journey into Flavortown, a must taste. Eat it right now if you can. The fucking Guy Fieri, write that one. She withdraws a review scroll.
Come on, it's only pretty drop. Savor the flavor. Doesn't it look succulent? Mouth-watering? Doesn't it get that stomach grumbling?
No, I think I'm gonna go vegan after this, actually, if I survive. We'll see. She sure is insistent. I ask myself morbidly, should I buy it? Don't do it. From here on, you may encounter situations where you have to make a limited amount of time to make choices. To survive, you will need to act fast and think carefully. The penalty for running out of time will vary depending on the situation. In some instances, it may be inconsequential, but others possibly not. This is a case where it's not inconsequential. This will come up. If you buy the meat, you will die. Sometimes it may result in instant death, like this. In other instances, Lizzie will have to rely on her gut, and she may make choices you don't want. Be wise, alert, and cautious. Good luck, and don't forget to save your game often. Should I buy it? No. I slapped myself in the face mentally. What the hell was wrong with me? No way. I decided to move on and just get what I came here for. No, I'm good
Oh, come on! Don't be a window shopper. Don't you know that's rude? Come on, I'll even let you try a bite before you buy.
The enthusiastic girl chops a small morsel off the slab and sticks it on a fork, extending it towards me. Try the free hunk of flesh. Can't tell me it's free food. Hell yeah, heck yeah. Why am I so excited about this? Because it's free food.
turn down free food, can you? I found your weakness.
But also, if I try the meat, then she might be more willing to give information, but I don't want to buy it. I mean, I guess.
Feast upon the best flesh in the world.
If I bought it, I wouldn't have to taste it. Oh no. Oh no. With potent anxiety in my chest, I opened my mouth. I'm gonna die. Like, right now. The fork is past the barrier of my teeth. I close my lips around and pull back. The morsel lands on my tongue with a sloppy thud. Ugh. My body begins to shiver and spasm. I clench my hands and tight together and shut my eyes. My tongue is awash with a sickly acidity. Notes of filth and rot in the back of my tongue. Pulpy molasses in the middle, bathed and sick. This is horrifying. I'm so sorry, Lizzie, I had to do this. I tepidly chew the morsel. It's oddly tough, yet jellified. Slimy, repugnant gristle. It resists my teeth while enveloping. My stomach bubbles and bile rises up my throat. Every nerve in my body screaming at me to vacate the contents of my mouth and stomach. Should I swallow it? It hits in an instant. Inexplicably, every cell and nerve in my body immediately stops in its tracks and reverses course. The mountains of effort extended to invert my stomach is instead directed towards turning every inch of my body into a firm stone. Divinely directed towards one simple motion. Swallow the food. Do not let this little scrap of goo, no longer than 2 inches, win. Exist out of spite, Lizzie, you have to. I am a human being. I can shape the world with my own hands. I can overcome any obstacle in my way. I will swallow this disgusting piece of meat even if it kills me. I really hope it doesn't kill me. It's a process that feels like it takes hours, but really only takes half a second. Gulp. A horrible, slimy lump travels down my throat and lands in my stomach like a brick. Uncomfortable and sickening, but it's in there. I succeeded. God
Flavors out of this
bless.
world, huh?
That's one way of putting it.
So, how much would you like to buy? 4 pounds? 10?
Alright, should I buy it? Sure, if she'll stop talking to me. I knew this was probably a mistake, but sure, I'll buy it. I could use this.
I understand. Oh, I mean...
This is gonna come in handy, because I can use this as bait in the tunnels.
No refunds!
I reluctantly hand her my hard-earned 30 drachms. Here then. I mean, she's not gonna use it anytime soon. It's fine, don't worry. She pocketed the money and handed me the fat slab of her strange meat wrapped in a thin parchment paper. It's already almost transparent with slime. Delicious. I held the meat in my hand, realizing that I overlooked an important detail. I had nothing to put the meat in. I'd have to put it in one of my pockets. You could, girl, hold it. Do not put that in your pockets. Filled with dread, I slid the parcel of meat into my pocket. I heard a disgusting, squishing sound, and regretted both the purchase and my very birth instantly.
Anything else you can do for today?
Yeah, actually, I heard you might be able to help me find some people.
Ah, here for the flesh and for the fresh information. I'm happy to oblige to have a new customer. It's on the house. What would you like to know?
I would have much rather just paid for the inspiration instead. Oh well. I'm looking for 2 boys. One is named Pucks and the other is named Rich.
I don't know a lot about pups. Rich, though. You're not. Rich is a friend of mine.
Oh.
I don't know how he feels about me. I like him. He's
Okay. I see her eyelashes flutter wistfully as she thinks about him. Gross. Suddenly, she remembers that she's actively being watched by another human being.
No, I didn't mean like that. Like friendly like. Understand?
No, I don't actually. Please explain to me in excruciating detail.
Anyways, he lives in one of those bunk houses near the west edge of Fort Rut. Careful though. The ACs have been swarming around there lately.
Yeah, the air conditioning. That's odd. The bunkhouses are right near the border between Forgot and Novi. Aren't they encroaching on Spruce's territory?
Some major shit went down there apparently near the friend shed. Before you get too excited. No, the beast in the shed didn't freeze.
Tragic. The friend shed is a kind of local legend. They say there was a lonely kid that used to hang out near a shed in Novi, which was the original location for the market district before the Threes Company moved everything. The shed was locked up tight and no one ever had been inside of it. And, oh, that's how you save. Right, well, neat. Yeah, this lonely kid one day heard a voice coming from it, someone alive, stuck in there that just wanted to have a friend to talk to. The lonely kid spent all of his time out there, at the friend spot, at the friend shed, playing and laughing and talking with a friend all day long. He got picked on for what appeared to others as just him talking to himself. Any attempt he made to prove that there was a voice in the shed ended in failure, with the voice remaining silent when anyone else was around. The kid didn't need to be believed, though. He had the friend he wanted. But then, apparently the shed got unlocked. The kid went inside and was never heard from again. It's worth noting that the shed did unlock. It was locked very soon after, and it's still boarded up tight. I'm sure the kid was real. Urban legends usually have a nugget of truth in them somewhere. At least I think that's what happened to him. Was that troop of the Assassin's Creed gang? Might have simply killed him while trying to rob him. They hid the body, and since the kid didn't have many friends, no one looked. No one tried to find where he was buried, and so his fate ended instead becoming part of the tapestry of a legend. Kind of sad in a way.
Some dudes got killed. They were an isolated patrol hanging around up there, and they don't know who was responsible, but they suspect the killers having that.
Great.
Police gave them special permission to do searches in limited areas, so they're there.
Spruce is the unofficial mayor of 4G. Forgot. Oh, forgot. And she's backed by a peacekeeping institution that calls themselves the Four-Leaf Clovers, given the Animal Crossing's violent tendencies and selling of drugs, they don't get along. So for her to allow them to look around in Forgot is really abnormal. Something terrible must have happened if she's willing to give them inches.
Personally, I think it might be a ploy they made up so they could slyly expand their reach. But that's just my impression.
Surprised I didn't hear about any of this until now.
Casey's gotta project an aura of being in control if they want people to take him seriously. It makes them look bad if they
Fair.
can handle some punks slicing their boys apart deep in their own backyard. They're trying to keep it under wraps until they get away.
I see. Anyways, back to Rich. Can you tell me where he lives?
Oh, right. You got a map? I can show you where it is.
I hand her my hand-drawn map. She furrows her brow a little at it, but regardless, marks the spot with an X.
As for Puss, as I said, I don't know much about him. I think he lives in Johnson. But good luck finding him. The place is big and he mostly keeps to himself, it seems. I don't know what kind of brain damage you'd have to live there, though. Maybe that's mean. Something genuine might have fallen on his head over there. I probably shouldn't say this.
Yeah, probably. I understand what you mean, though. Odd to want to live in a place where garbage and junk falls from the sky. Not that I have much room to talk, I guess.
You live in the shipyard, right? I feel sorry for your nose. Honestly surprised you don't smell worse.
Yeah, thanks. I have a smell? What? You don't have to say all that. Anyway, I think I have what I need for now. Thank you so much for your help, Marissa.
No problem.
She was not very meaty, I gotta say.